It is no secret to longtime fans of the channel that trading card games have been a big influence in my life, both on and off the channel. In this series, both DemonBattler and myself will be opening 24 packs, or one box, of each core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set in chronological order. After each opening, we will build decks from all of the cards we have opened thus far, then duel each other in a best-of-3 match with 3 prizes up for grabs to improve our decks. The winner will receive 2 of those prizes, and the loser will get 1. The possibilities for prizes are almost limitless, including single cards, sealed product, structure decks, and much more. Every card in the entire game's history will be obtainable in some form. However, neither of us will be able to rest on past laurels easily. The ever-changing official Forbidden and Limited list, our own choices of cards to be banished to the Shadow Realm, and even changes to the very rules of the game will keep our decks and duels fresh. This is yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. Rise of Destiny was released November 20th, 2004. While this set does not introduce any new archetypes, it introduces some support for the Harpy Lady archetype, as well as some more monsters for the level archetype. So I'll take you through some of the important cards in this set. Nightmare Penguin is a very much needed upgrade for the water deck. It increases the attack of all water monsters by 200 points, and when it's flipped face up, this is not a flip effect, it's just when it's flipped face up, you get to target any card your opponent controls and bounce it. There are a couple more elements that are good in smaller limited formats, but they shouldn't see play in ours. For the Harpy Ladies, the only thing I don't like about them is that these 3 Harpy Ladies are all treated as Harpy Lady for all purposes, including deck construction, so you can only play with 3 of them in total. Most of the time, the balance that you would be looking for would be 2 copies of Harpy Lady 1 and 1 copy of Harpy Lady 2. Now, Harpy Lady 1 increases all wind monsters by 300, Harpy Lady 2 negates flip effects, and Harpy Lady 3 prevents monsters that battle with it from battling for the next 2 turns. Raging Flame Sprite is a Control Dex win condition. It is a 100 attack monster that attacks directly, and then every time that it successfully attacks directly, it permanently gains 1000 attack. Eagle Eye, Tactical Espionage Expert, also known as Solid Snake, Invasion of Flames, and Creeping Doom Manta are all monsters that trap cards cannot be activated when they are normal summoned. Then Pitch Black Werewolf and Mirage Dragon are 1600 attackers that are light and dark that prevent trap cards from being activated during the battle phase. These saw play in several decks just for their ability to stop Mirror Forces and Sakuretsu armors. And then Homunculus the Alchemic Being is an interesting one. It's an 1800 beater with 1600 defense, and once per turn you can permanently change the attribute of the card. That has a lot of uses that can actually be pretty annoying to deal with. And then the only other noteworthy common in the set is Jingzhen Hu. It's about as close as we'll get to backer removal. You activate it by selecting 2 set spell or trap cards on the field, and as long as they remain on the field, they cannot be activated. At the rare slot has some pretty important power. We do have another level monster, but it's not very good. All the ultimate insects are spread across 4 sets, and none of them are worth playing. Fusilier Dragon, the dual mode beast, is a card that we will be after because we can play this in a skill drain beatdown deck. This is a 2800 normal summon. It's 2800 for 2 tributes. You can normal summon or set it, but then it becomes a 1400 afterwards. It's pretty powerful if the deck has any way to reset it, such as with a Book of Moon. Dekoichi, the Battle-Chanted Locomotive, is the best generic rare in the set. It's a 1400 attacker that when you flip it face up, you draw a card, then it has some trinket text that cares about an unplayable card. Darkblade the Dragon Knight is the largest fusion monster that we have access to for Magical Scientists, but I do not have a Catapult Turtle, so it does not matter that we have this, although this is a good Metamorphosis target for a level 6 that's a little bit more relevant than Dark Flare Knight. Serial Spell is used in combo decks, and we do have a card destruction, so we will be able to play card destruction with Serial Spell if we do get enough mill components, Machine Duplication, while not good now, this is a very, very broken card. You activate it by selecting a machine you control with 500 attack, or 500 or less attack, and you can special summon up to 2 monsters from your deck with the same name. This was first used to summon card troopers, and it can be used with any machine-based archetype. This in the progression series will probably see its first play if one of us goes to Desk Bots much later on. And if you recall my use of Curse of Darkness, we get Chain Burst in the set, which is a card I'm actually kind of fearing for the control deck. Demon might side this for a little bit. This causes players to take 1,000 damage every time they activate a trap card. Now, it is a little bit more difficult to use because it itself is a trap card, so you'll be taking damage if you have multiples of it. Now, the super rares are pretty feast or famine. We have Vestalos, the Firestorm Monarch, which is another Monarch. When you summon it, by a tribute, you take a card out of your opponent's hand at random, and then if it's a monster, it does a small amount of burn damage. Triangle Ecstasy Spark is Harpy Lady support, but we won't be able to reliably use it until we can open some Dark Beginning 1 packs. Monster Reincarnation is playable. You can discard a card from your hand to buy back a monster out of your graveyard. Divine Wrath is probably the best generic super rare in the set. It is our first real piece of effect negation for one-time use only. Skill Drain is more of a floodgate, whereas this is pinpoint effect negation. You discard a card from your hand at counter trap speed, which is great. So it is a spell speed 3. It will negate the effect of an effect monster and destroy it. So this is something we're going to want to keep our eyes out for, as with the number of triggered effects that we have, this can actually just be straight up removal. And then the 4 ultra rares. There are 4 ultra rares in the set. They are the Creator, which is the cover card, Mystic Swordsman level 6, Silent Swordsman level 3, and Perfect Machine King. Perfect Machine King is a boss monster, which, if we were playing a machine-focused archetype, would have made a fantastic Deckmaster, but we don't have the Deckmaster system anymore. The only one I feel that's super exciting is the Creator. This is the cover card for Rise of Destiny. It has a piece of support called the Creator Incarnate, which is a 1500 normal summon that you contribute to special summon a creator from your hand, and once per turn, this can turn any card in your hand into Monster Reborn. But Rise of Destiny was not the only set that released at this time. November of 24 was a huge year for Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of releases. We also had Tournament Pack 5. Yes, Tournament Pack 4 finally cycled out, and there are some pretty exciting cards in here. This is one of the big reasons why I'm going to be giving up on the wildcard wheel, specifically to spin the sealed pack wheel. The main reason for this is there are some very powerful commons that I am missing. Pyramid Turtle is in here. We need this to play Zombie, and we did not get very many of those. I can actually take a look to see how many Pyramid Turtles I have. I have 0, and this is a very important card for Zombie. So I would like to pick up some of those. All the fusion subs from TP1 are in here at common. And then there's some powerful rares too, such as Bazu, Kaiku, and Book of Life. Remember, rares are not guaranteed in tournament packs, but if we can get these will be pretty good. And then for the super rares, there's Needleworm. There's also Big Shield Gardna, which is new to the game. We will have a chance to get this out of Dark Beginning 2, but it is a pretty house card. It's a 2600 defender that changes to attack position when it's attacked. So it can soak up 1 hit before being changed to attack position, and then Luminous Soldier is a 3100 1 tribute against dark monsters. It's not particularly good. We won't be after the holos in this tournament pack, but we will be after the commons and rares. But there's one more set, and this is the big one. Dark Beginning 1 was the first reprint set in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, releasing on October 12th of 2004. So the way we're going to be handling reprint sets is that when a reprint set is released, instead of taking a wheel spin, we'll be able to take 3 packs of this set. And then this set will be available on the wheel for 8 duels after the current one. And then we won't be able to take the set off of a reprint spin again. So we get 1 shot at it for free. 2 shots if we win the duel, of course. And then after that, it will be available on the sealed product wheel. But there's a lot of power in this set. It has almost all the really strong cards from the first 5 sets, none of which we have access to anymore because they have cycled out of the wildcard wheel, and most of the incredibly powerful cards are at low rarity. We have Giant Trunade, Forceful Sentry at rare, Dust Tornado at rare, Tribute to the Doomed at rare, Limiter Removal at rare, Legendary Fisherman at rare, Magician of Faith at rare, just lots of crazy powerful cards. And even look at these super rares. We have Delinquent Duo, MST, Megamorph, Call of the Haunted, Premature Burial, Dark Hole, Swords of Revealing Light. There's a few new cards in here as well, such as Makiura the Destructor, which is so powerful that this card was banned before its release. So what this does, it has received errata since, but its original text was the turn that it was sent to the graveyard from anywhere, you can activate trap cards from your hand. Needless to say, this was used in some incredibly unfair decks. And then we do have the ultra rares as well, which are mostly DM era boss monsters, as well as a lot of banned cards. There are 4 banned cards in the Ultra slot. So just as a reminder, the way we'll be handling these packs is if we open a banned card, we will be replacing it with a random card of the same rarity. So this is very likely to happen if we open a booster pack that has an Ultra Rare in it, because there's so many ultra rares on this list that are banned. But really, there's so many just incredibly strong commons. Confiscation at common, Painful Choice at common. So if we didn't have these before, we're going to have them now, provided we can just open a few packs. We have a lot of the recruiters at common. I would like to see some of the recruiters as well. Just lots of super powerful stuff. Mirror Wall at common. Polymerization as well. This is our first real access to polymerization. Another thing that's noteworthy is that all 4 of the Exodia limbs are at common. The only one that's hard to get is the Exodia head. So I know that Demon has a head of Exodia, so if he gets to open a lot of this, he may be able to pull all 5 pieces of Exodia and build a deck with it. Harpy Lady Sisters at common will allow us to play the Harpy archetype at some point, which is good because their field spell Harpy's Hunting Ground is spell and trap removal. But I am looking forward to just opening as many cards in the set as possible. Look at this, Card of Safe Return at common. This card is extremely ban-worthy, and if we can pick up a copy of this, that will be just amazing going forward. And we also had some video games that were released during this time as well. And they have some pretty impactful cards in them. The Destiny Board Traveler and the Capsule Monster Coliseum video games came out approximately during this time as well. Each of these only have one promo that's meta-relevant, but boy are they meta-relevant. Destiny Board Traveler has DD Assailant. This is a DD Warrior Lady at 1700 attack that banishes itself and any monster when it is destroyed by battle. It's pretty powerful and extremely meta-relevant, with it being searchable by reinforcement of the army. And then Capsule Monster Coliseum has Abyss Soldier. This is a very potent card in the water-based decks. You can discard a water monster from your graveyard, or from your hand to the graveyard, to bounce any card on the field. Front row, back row, doesn't matter. If we can get this by winning this Rise of Destiny duel, we will be taking this Abyss Soldier and slamming it straight into that water deck. We might even draw part of the underdog to be able to play some of the effect monsters, but I am really looking forward to this. This is going to be a really big duel and some fire sets to open. Okay, 24 packs of Rise of Destiny. Looking forward to opening the set. This has a lot of powerful cards that are quite impactful. Looking mostly for those Vestalos, those Divine Wraths, see what we wind up with. A Creator would be cool, but I don't think it remains as playable as Divine Wrath and Vestalos. But let's get started with our first pack. And we got a Harpy Lady 1 and a Raging Flame Sprite, but Rare Metal Morph is nothing special. Oh, there's a Machine Duplication! That card's not good now, but it's gonna be great once we can find something to abuse it with. If we can somehow get access to Card Trooper later on, we might be able to play a version of good old Troop Dupe Scoo. Oh yeah. There's our first super rare. Unfortunately, it is Tragedy. If I recall, this card is not very good. No, that's not great. It's one of those cards that is just win more. It only really helps you if you're ahead. It just destroys all defense position monsters when your opponent changes a monster from attack position to defense position. We did get our first Nightmare Penguin and some of the Harpy Ladies, but this is a small set, so getting playsets of most of the commons should be expected. And there's another machine duplication! Keep those coming, we want our playset of those for the future. Oh, machine duplication decks are so much fun to play, and they are incredibly explosive. And even if we don't get to play the one with Card Trooper, there are some machine archetypes that we will get to play later on that are mostly low rarity. There's Darkblade the Dragon Knight. Having one of those in the extra deck is not a bad idea because it is currently the biggest 6-star fusion monster we have access to that has a relevant effect. There's another Raging Flame Sprite, and there's our third copy of Harpy Lady 1. We do need the Hunting Ground, though, in order to play Harpies. Hunting Ground is very powerful, and depending on what we get, it could even be viable to play Harpy's Hunting Ground with a Harpy Lady package, just to get access to some more back row removal. And there's a Dekoichi, we're looking for those too. Those are very powerful, they're definitely a GOAT format staple, and we'll take them here too. That is also another copy of Nightmare Penguin, which is our second one. Looking for one more of those for the water deck, but keep those good rares coming. There's another Dekoichi that fills out our playset of Nightmare Penguin. This box, although we haven't seen any of the good holos, this box is looking real good. And there is an ultimate rare Gaia Soul the Combustible Collective. This is a 2k attacker that only sticks around for one turn. Unfortunately, it's not very good. I have actually pulled this card in Ultimate Rare before, and it looks pretty stunning. Just Ultimate Rares in general look amazing, but that one looks pretty good. And there's our third machine duplication. I am so stoked to get a playset of that. That card is going to be absolutely bananas once we can get something to abuse with it. Super happy to see 3 machine duplication. There's another Serial Spell. That's a card we only want one of, unfortunately. We did get our first Harpy's Hunting Ground, though. Very important to be able to play Harpy Ladies, that we get at least 2 of them. I don't know if we're going to want to play them until we can open some Dark Beginning 1 packs, because a lot of the payoffs are there, such as Harpy Lady Sisters. To play Harpy Ladies, you also preferably would want to have 1 copy of Triangle Ecstasy Spark, which is a super rare, so it's not guaranteed. And we've only seen the 1 super rare so far. We're 15 packs in. Granted, most of the super rares are kind of undesirable, but there are some pretty powerful ones. No game, that's a 4th machine duplication. Pack opener, I could use other rares besides machine duplication. You can stop now. I like machine duplication, but I don't need more than 3 copies of it. Oh, and there's the cover card. That's a copy of the Creator. That's the first ultra rare we've pulled in a while, because we didn't get any out of Soul of the Duelist. Granted, most of the ultra rares of late have not been very good, but if we were to get an ultra rare, that's definitely a playable one. I might have to build around that. There's our first copy of Chain Burst. Not as good of a card as Curse of Darkness, just because you can build around a Curse of Darkness a lot easier than you can Chain Burst, but we'll throw it in the collection all the same. And there's our first Fusilier Dragon. We're looking for those too. I wouldn't mind seeing 1 more of those. We might actually be able to build some kind of skill drain deck soon, and I might give that a try just because of the lack of back row removal, because the more back row removal we have access to, especially with these reprint packs, printing back row removal at low rarity, those back row engines might not be as viable once we have access to those, but I think it's healthier for the format once we have access to a good removal. Alright, so only 3 packs left. I've been pretty happy with the rares, and we did get the cover card, but I haven't seen any Divine Wrath or any Vestalos yet. I wouldn't mind picking up one of those. I'd like to see perhaps another Fusilier Dragon. And we got instead a Perfect Machine King. We don't have any way to cheat this out yet, but if we can find some kind of machine engine later, that could be a good target if we can find a way to cheat machine monsters out. Because that's a pretty big bomb, and depending on how big it gets, it could just be the biggest threat on the board, because that gets huge. And it doesn't just count your machines, it counts your opponent's machines too. So then we'll see for our second to last pack. A 5th machine duplication, and an ultimate rare Sasuke Samurai number 4. Sure, none of these cards are particularly a pertinent, and then for our very last pack, do we get anything good in the close? No, we just get a 6th machine duplication. Sure. This set is, I would still say we opened pretty above average. We got a lot of very strong commons and rares. So I will need to come up with something. We'll see you over in Dueling Book for the deck edit. What can I say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is the list that we will be bringing to today's duel. Only 1 main deck card and 2 side deck cards have changed, so I'll take you down the card by card. 2 Berserk Gorilla, 2 Giant Orc, 3 Gyaku Gary Panda, 2 Old Vindictive Magician, 1 Sandgan, 1 Slate Warrior, 3 Solar Flare Dragon, 1 Witch of the Black Forest, 2 Zaborg the Thunder Monarch, 2 Archfiend Soldier, and 1 Mad Dog of Darkness for the main monsters. For the spells, we have just 2 Harpy's Feather Duster and Pot of Greed, and then we are running 19 traps, 3 Curse of Darkness. This is a trap card that is effectively Imperial Order, depending on our opponent's life total. This costs 1,000 life points to activate a spell card. This can be activated in multiples, and it stacks. Hopefully we will see this early so we can Floodgate Demon out of spells. 2 final attack orders to force all of our Giant Orcs back into attack position, 2 Just Desserts, 1 Mirror Force, 3 Ojama Trio for final attack orders, 2 Raigeki Break to deal with annoying back row or anything that's larger than 2400, 1 Ring of Destruction, 1 Sakuretsu Armor, 3 Secret Barrel, and Solemn Judgment rounding out the main deck. For the side deck, we have 1 Cyber Jar, 3 Magical Merchant. We are still on the Transformative plan if the anti-aggro tools come in. And then we have 2 copies of our only Rise of Destiny card, Raging Flame Sprite. This is a 100 attack 3-star direct attacker, and if it inflicts battle damage by a direct attack, it gains 1000 attack permanently. This is a fantastic way to get around cards like Level Limit Area B that we may see after boards. 3 Stealth Bird, 2 Level Limit, 1 Dust Tornado that we got off the wheel in the last set. This will be very important post-board. 2 Gravity Bind and a second sack. And then the rest of the extra, we're not able to do anything with. We're getting close to the end of the Duel Monsters era, and I'm pretty excited to see what lies ahead in Rise of Destiny. It is time to duel. So at least Rise of Destiny had a little bit more impact than Soul of the Duelist. We do wave goodbye to the Deckmaster system, but we are coming to the end of an era as well. It'll be interesting to see what it is you brought.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting, I'll say that much. So, let's see what we can hit. Oh.
Ah!
I can't believe that actually worked.
Alright, well, I guess you will have the decision. And, surprising no one, I will be on the draw. Good luck, Duelist.
Good luck. Draw. Standby. Main. I think I'm going to start by setting a monster and setting a card.
Draw for turn, standby, main. I'll run out of solar.
Alright.
Go to battle phase. Hit.
Alright, I'm gonna activate my Waboku.
You got it. Alright, I do get to at least see what your monster is.
It is my Biomage.
What is this?
Oh, you're gonna find out soon, I'm sure.
Some kind of normal monster deck? I'm very scared. Let's set a pair and pass.
Alright,
you take
draw.
5 also from Solar.
Oh. Standby main. I think I'm gonna start by running out my Witch of the Black Forest.
Okay.
Then I'm actually gonna go ahead and crash into your monster.
Okay. That is absolutely fine. You can take your 400 and get your search.
Alright, so let's see what we can pull up here. I think I'm going to go ahead and add a Magician of Faith.
I'm still very perturbed. Like, what fusion? I'm trying to remember what fusion.
Alright, main 2, I'm going to activate Level Limit Area B.
Oh, I think I know what you're up to. This is probably Enchanting Fitting Room of sorts.
Alright.
Draw for turn, standby, main. I'm going to run out the Panda.
Ooh, okay.
The panda will be able to get over the biomage, and you'll take 3. But I think I have a good idea what you're up to now, come to think of it. After combat, I will set 1, and I will pass the turn, and you'll take 500.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. I'm going to go ahead and set another monster, and I'm going to go ahead and activate the Sanctuary in the Sky.
Ah, you're on fairies? Interesting. That is very interesting. Draw for turn, standby main. I am going to activate final attack orders. So that'll overwrite the level limit.
Alright.
I'm going to run out a giant orc.
Ooh.
I'm going to proceed to the battle phase and get punished by your... No, I'm going to be intelligent. Do we want to be intelligent? Nah. Greed. Let's be greedy.
Alright. You take out my ray and temperature.
I know exactly what you're up to. 37.
And then 5 at the end.
And then, well, I'm going to set a back row first. I will end my turn, and then during your draw phase, I'm going to end the game.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting deck you have there. Alright, game 2. I wonder what kind of side deck plan you have concocted up, because your list is certainly interesting in game 1, just from the few cards I saw. I think I know what you're up to. I think I know what you're up to, but I'm not sure yet.
Alright.
But you will be on the play.
Standby main. I'm going to go ahead and start by running out Heart of the Underdog.
Surprising no one.
I'm going to set a monster, set a card, and I will pass.
Draw for turn. I will run out an Archfiend Soldier.
Okay.
I will proceed to the battle phase, and I will attack your set.
I'm going to look your soldier.
Sure, you got it. Archfiend Soldier gets set. After combat, I will set 1, 2, 3 back row. I will pass the turn.
Alright, I draw.
During your draw phase, I will activate Curse of Darkness.
Alright, I will reveal Ojama Yellow to draw a card. I will reveal Ray and Temperature to draw a card.
Oh, the Ojamas. Okay. I think I see where this is going.
I will reveal Ojama Green and draw a card. I will reveal Ojama Black and draw a card. There we go.
Okay, it stopped finally. I've been on both ends of this card before, so I know how silly it can get.
Oh yeah. I'm going to set a card. I'm going to set a monster. And I am going to end my turn.
At your end phase, I'm going to secret barrel you for 2,000.
Ew. Okay.
Draw for turn. Standby main. I am going to sack my Archfiend Soldier for Zabi, and I will pop your old set.
Alright. That was my Ray and Temperature.
I will activate final attack orders.
Alright.
I will proceed to the battle phase, and I will attack with Zaborg into your set.
I will activate Astral Barrier.
Very interesting. It is your turn.
Alright, I draw. I will reveal my Ojama Yellow.
Like, what kind of gimmicky combo deck is this?
Standby main. Well, I might only get to use this once, but goddammit, I'm gonna have my fun with it. I'm going to flip up my Ray and Temperature. I can actually do this once. I'm gonna have fun with this. To hell with it. I'm gonna set a card. I'm going to summon out... Moki motherfucker!
Oh no, what is this?
And I'm gonna pay 1,000 life points to activate Moki Smackdown. Battle phase. I'm gonna send Ray and Temperature straight into your Zaborg. I will take the 1,400.
And then the Moki becomes 3,000. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Moki is pissed.
Yeah, Moki does get frustrated. Draw for turn. Standby main. Well, show me your trick.
Alright.
Battle phase. Hit. Sack. Sure. Go.
Draw. Standby main. Well, shoot. That's gonna put me in an awkward spot, depending on what you play. Yeah, you know what? Why not? I'm pretty sure I'm losing regardless, so let's meme it up. I'm gonna pay 1,000 life points and activate Polymerization.
Oh no, is this Moki Moki King? Ojama
no.
King!
It's another king. It's another king. And he has to go in attack mode because of your battle.
You can just click attack directly. 300 in.
Main 2.
Because those tokens aren't actually tokens, they're just indicating that those monster zones can't be used.
Right. You know what? Because I actually can do this, screw it. I know it. I lose anyway. You just have to show a monster. I'm going to play another Heart of the Underdog and take myself out.
Gonna go on your own terms, huh?
Damn right.
Okay,
so let me real quick show you. Let me send you what I had told you before about, like, oh, I have a picture that you could put up. I have something you could use in editing because I know you just recently saw GX, so you know exactly. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm about to give you.
Mm-hmm. Yup. Oh yeah. I know exactly where that's going.
Oh my god. See, okay, so yeah, that was the entire shtick of the deck to start with.
Were you?
Because I looked into it. I had 3 Biomage, 3 Ray and Temperature, 2 Spirit of the Harp, and 3 Moki Moki. And 2 Shining Angel. Basically, the entire point of it to start with was going to be let my monster live a turn, find a way to get my monster to live a turn, get Smackdown on the field, get Sanctuary in the Sky on the field, crash my first guy, let Moki Moki have his fun, and then basically just keep going from there while my monsters are safe, essentially. Then game two, the reason I tossed the Ojamas in here is actually because I had a backup plan to help out with Heart the Underdog even more, and that was this.
Oh, DNA surgery for Fairy?
Yep, because here's a fun little detail, and I actually checked the rulings on this. Moki Moki Smackdown's 2 requirements are a Moki Moki has to be on the field, on my side of the field, and 2, a Fairy-type monster has to be destroyed. That does not require the monster to be Fairy-type when it hits the graveyard or banished.
No, it does not.
So, I could ram, say, Ojama King right here, if I had DNA surgery out, and he would count as a Fairy, and even better, because of how Moki Moki Smackdown works, if I have a Shining Angel, and I summon out another Moki Moki that way, and I already had a Moki on the field, both have 3,000 attack.
They do, yes. So I want now the Astral Barrier makes a ton of sense because you really want to protect Moki. But may I add,
and I also have Spirit Barrier in here as well. In fact, I actually swapped out Sanctuary specifically because if I have DNA surgery out, I can't deal damage using my Mokis against your monsters.
So I actually, when I saw the Ray and Temperature and the Sanctuary in the Sky, I actually thought, and this is something I was wondering if you were playing. Were you playing Enchanting Fitting Room?
Not playing it. I had considered it. My issue was specifically, 1, this deck is going to be heavily life point focused, which is already a trouble. And 2, I really just didn't have the space for it.
So you did consider it at least.
I definitely considered it. Especially given the fact that I had Ojamas in the back row too. It was definitely something to think about.
So this was same old for me. I only played 1 new card, and it wasn't even from Rise of Destiny.
What was that?
Or do you
not want to show it yet?
The only new card, you know about it. The only new card I played was Slate Warrior.
Oh, true. I forgot about Slate Warrior being a thing.
I just took out one of the 1900s for Slate Warrior. But I will go ahead and head to I'll go ahead and head over to the prize wheel, and you get to spin the catch-up wheel because this is my 3rd consecutive win. So DemonBattler, on his catch-up wheel spin, had the opportunity to ban a card, and he has chosen to ban Final Attack Orders. I definitely do not blame him for this. This card has been an absolute thorn in his side in the last 3 duels, and to be honest, this is what the banning system is for, is to get rid of nasty cards like this that are causing trouble, to make the other duelist build their deck a little bit differently. So I'm honestly okay with Final Attack Orders getting removed from the format. Alright, that's 3 in a row for me. Feels good to be in the winner's circle. I really don't think there's anything wrong with this deck. This is probably going to be the deck I play until Demon bans something out of it. He's probably going to ban a couple cards out of this deck. He's probably going to ban Ojama Trio, Final Attack Orders, I'm guessing. I have a ban in mind. I'm going to ban Emperor, but Flaming Eternity is the next set, and that's going to be the last set of dual monsters. We'll be moving on to a new era after that, but that is neither here nor there. We have reached the winner's circle, and we have some packs to open. We get, for winning, 6 packs of Dark Beginning 1. So, to catch you up on how we're handling reprint sets, if we open a banned card out of one of these packs, then we get a replacement card at random of the same rarity. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these up. We get 6 of these packs, and our first pack has not too much great stuff. We did get a Messenger piece, so if we want to play the stall deck, we still can. That is another good attack floodgate, and that is our second Messenger piece as well. We also got another Gravity Bind, but that's not going to make too big of a difference because Gravity Bind will get semi-limited and eventually limited. We also got an Amphibian Beast, which is a 2400 1 tribute for the Water normal deck, but it could stand in if we didn't get Mobius. We got a Mother Grizzly as well. Mother Grizzly is pretty nice because that is a recruiter for waters, and we were missing those before. So that gives us 2, which will now be playable. I think Tribute to the Doomed it's a little bit too late for, though. That would have been nice in Metal Raiders when we had very little removal, but we will take a Tribute to the Doomed just in case we need it on a spell card. Then for our second pack, that's pretty good. We got a Swords of Revealing Light. That is a great way to stop attacks. And that card I don't see Demon banning, even if I do play it, because he has one as well, so banning that card will hurt him. We got a UFO Turtle. That is our first one of those. And I don't think the rest of these cards I care too much about. That is our third Giant Germ as well. We did already have a backup Soldier, so a second one of those is not going to be too particularly helpful. If we are playing a normal monster-focused deck, it does buy back 3 cards, but I don't think it's great. And the rest of these cards, we did get a Tornado Wall. That makes our third, if we do decide to play it in the Umi deck. But the rest of this I don't care for too much. Let's move on to pack number 3. Well, that's a Snatch Steal, but Snatch Steal is banned. So the way we're going to handle this is I'm going to go back through the pack opener and we will open packs until we get an ultra rare, and then we'll just take whatever the first ultra rare is that comes up. So I think that's pretty funny that we opened another Snatch Steal. We won't be able to use it obviously, but we'll get a different ultra rare from the set. And now for a 4th pack. Nothing special, it looks like. We did get a Jar of Greed, which will help out with the normal monster deck by giving us some extra draws. We'll go for a 5th pack. Mage Power! That's actually pretty sick. We might bring the Mahavilo deck back for that, especially since we have Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu to tutor this out. And the rest of this isn't too great, but we did get some pretty sweet stuff in here. And then for our 6th and final pack, see what we wind up with. Nothing special. We got a Nobleman of Extermination, which is our first one. However, we do need to go back and go to the pack opener and just crack packs of Dark Beginning until we get an ultra rare, and then we just take the first ultra rare that comes up that is not banned. So let's go ahead and see what our replacement ultra rare is. And our replacement ultra rare is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is our second one, so if we can pick up one more of those, we may be able to play the Blue Eyes archetype. A little disappointed that our ultra rare that we get in place of Snatch Steal is a Blue Eyes, but it's not horrible, and we'll be able to open this pack again later to try to get some of the really crazy staples out of it. But that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. Join us next time when we wrap up the DM era with Flaming Eternity. Until then, see you around.